Good evening, everybody.
You're gonna want to grab yourself some heavier weight fabric. I recommend duck canvas or a heavier weight twill. And I recommend grabbing about a yard just to be safe. You're gonna want to grab yourself 4 yards of 1-inch webbing. You're gonna want to grab 2 plastic buckles that are also 1 inch. You're gonna need 2 zippers, and I recommend getting zippers that are 30 inches or more because you're gonna be trimming the ends, so just make sure they're 30 inches. And lastly, your pattern, and this pattern is available at properfitclothing.com, and it comes in 2 different sizes. You get a gym bag size and a duffel bag size. And they're both made the exact same way. All the supplies are gonna be linked in the description below, and you can pretty much get away with paying less than 15 bucks for a couple bags. Start by placing your pattern on the fold, trace it, and cut it out. You're gonna wanna end up with 1 main panel and 2 circle side panels. Go ahead and grab your zipper now, and you're gonna wanna place the right side on the edge of the main panel. And this is gonna be the shorter edge of that main panel. Then go ahead and do a straight stitch all the way down that edge. And now we're gonna do the same thing on the other edge with the opposite side of the zipper. Place the right sides together and go ahead and pin it on. And just make sure that when you pin it on, both ends are lined up. Once you have it lined up and pinned on, go ahead and do a straight stitch all the way across that edge. Now we're gonna go ahead and top stitch both of those edges. So go ahead and fold that edge over on the seam and stitch all the way across on top. And then go ahead and repeat this process on the other edge. Next, we're gonna add the fold to cover the zipper, and what you're gonna do is go ahead and zip it up, and as you can see, that fold is about 1.25 inches, and what you're gonna do is roll that edge over that zipper and line it up with the pattern to kind of use that as a reference. And once you have it in place, go ahead and pin it down. And you don't want to go too far over, because if you go too far over, then the circle panels on the side won't line up right. Next, we're gonna go ahead and do a straight stitch right on that edge, about 1/4 inch in. Go ahead and grab your webbing now, and you're gonna wanna cut an 81-inch strip, and then you're gonna wanna use about 1.5 inches to roll it over and connect them. And then go ahead and stitch those together. Now we're gonna go ahead and lay that on our bag and measure it out and pin it down. And what we're doing is just gonna measure it out 6 inches from the outside edge all the way around. And then from the top, I recommend going down 4 inches and making a mark, because that's where you're gonna start at the top. And once you have it all square on the back and pinned down, go ahead and start at that top point, stitch all the way down and back up. And you're gonna wanna get as close to those edges as you can, so that way they don't flap up. And then go ahead and repeat this process for the other side. Next, go ahead and grab one of your buckles, and what you're gonna do is grab the bottom half and feed your webbing through, and then what you're gonna wanna do is put it in the center of your circle panel. And you're gonna want your buckle about 2 to 3 inches from the top of that panel. Once you have it pinned on, go ahead and do a stitch all the way around. Start at the top and stitch that on really good, and then go ahead and stitch both those sides down.
2, 4, 7, 6, 7, 8, 9,
And then go ahead and repeat this process for the other panel. So this next step is to make it a collapsible bag, but if you don't want to do that, you can go ahead and skip forward to when we add on the side panels. But what you're going to do is add on that zipper with right sides together, just like we did in the beginning. And what you're going to do is stitch it off the edge a little bit at the end, so that zipper looks like it's going into the bag at the end. So go ahead, butt one side up to the other end of that zipper and then stitch all the way down. And at the end, you'll kind of see how we have the zipper track running into the bag and we sew over that zipper track. So go ahead and take that zipper track and kind of turn it in and sew over as close as you can to that other zipper. Go ahead and take the other side of that zipper, and what you're going to do is line them up perfectly and then do the exact same thing on that side. And I do recommend using a zipper foot if you have one, but if not, it's not that big of a deal.
That's an interesting twist.
Watch this.
Oh, hallelujah.
Get up right now.
Next, we're going to go ahead and stitch across these ends to keep them down, and what you're going to do is pin them. And make sure at your zipper end, make sure the zipper is on the inside before you sew it, or else it'll get stuck on the outside. So go ahead and do a straight stitch across both of those flaps and kind of take it slow because you're going to be going over that zipper and you don't want to break your needle. Next, go ahead and turn your bag inside out and grab your side panels.
Listen to this right here.
I heard then it was like the Lord spoke that through me then. Oh, there it is.
So go ahead and grab your side panel and place the right sides together and make sure you line that buckle up with the top zipper. So the webbing will be pointing directly towards the bottom of the bag. And then go ahead and pin that into position. And then from here, just do a straight stitch all the way around that outside edge. And just take your time going over the zipper and all the way around. Make sure you have it all lined up. And this is the trickiest part of the bag, so if you don't get it right the first time, don't give up. It's going to take a few to really get this down because you're sewing in a circle, and it's kind of difficult to hold it all together and keep it aligned.
Don't you?
And then you're going to want to go ahead and do the same exact thing for the other side. When you have both of those side panels on, go ahead and trim those zippers off and any of the webbing that is sticking out. And to clean up the edge on the inside, you can add bias tape. We're not going to show it in the video, but in our other videos we show how to do that. It's just pretty simple. But from here on, go ahead and pull the right side out and the main part of your bag is complete. For the shoulder strap, go ahead and grab about a yard of your webbing and feed it through the opposite end of your buckle. And what you're going to do is on this end, just fold it over and sew it on.
Again, so strong.
On the other end, go ahead and feed your adjuster through and then grab your other buckle, feed that on. And then what you're going to do is come back around and feed that webbing through the adjuster again. And this is going to allow you to adjust that shoulder strap for the perfect size. And the buckles we're using came in a set with these adjusters, and we have the link in the description. You get about 10 of them for super cheap. I definitely recommend checking that out. And then go ahead and finish off that other end by folding it over twice and doing a stitch so that way it doesn't fly back through that adjuster. And there you have it, your duffel bag is complete. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you think. If you have any ideas you want to see us do, definitely send them our way. We'll try to make it happen for you. But until then, we're going to keep the videos coming at you, so we'll see you next time.